that is what I would be like more
Yeah.
like to understand, like what is the stage that you would recommend from your experience when we should be going for asking the investors to
Okay.
invest.
Great question. Great question. So there's kind of two ways of approaching investors. Your common way is create a pitch deck and send that out. Now, my view, your pitch deck is just a window on the business. So you have to have done all the work behind it before you can finalize your pitch deck. So you have to have your strategy in place, you have to have your business plan in place, various other bits and bobs. And then the pitch deck is kind of that window on that, which is answering questions that investors would have. As I mentioned before, what is this? What's the opportunity here? What are the risks? That kind of thing. That's the kind of common way. And there's a process for that. It's quite a long journey, as I'm sure you're aware. But also, in an ideal world, and you can't send your pitch deck out until you've done all that work. You've done all that foundational work, then you created the deck, and there are psychological things. There are lots and lots of psychological things that are very hard to prescribe ahead of time. But in an ideal world, if you have the bandwidth, you would start building relationships with appropriate investors. I'm not sure if you were here, Amar, when I said about the right investor. Identifying investors that fit your criteria and you fit their criteria, and it's a two-way thing. But if you can, once you've identified those, start to gradually build relationships with them. So follow them on social media, like posts, comment, connect, maybe message, but that's I won't go into detail about this, but you don't want to be stalking them. You don't want to be asking asking questions that are kind of contrived questions. And if you can do that, coming back to this emotional side of things, Ahmed, that you're saying, if you can do that, your probability of your deck getting looked at and considered seriously go up, because they'll see the deck. Oh yeah, I know Ahmed, I know Ma, I know Paris. I'll take a look at this. The human side is like, oh, I know this person, I'll give them more of my attention. And arguably it shouldn't be like that, but it is like that.